Howdy folks, welcome back to Cute 60 Hotshot Adventures. If you're like me, you got these Siziom, S-I-Z-I-O-M switchback mirrors, the Chevy style. And everything's plugged in, everything works except, the reverse lights and the running lights that, of course, you put them on, you want everything to function. Well, you plugged all the plugs in, but you got that one plug. It's got 3 wires. It's like a blue, a gray, and a white. They have one from each side. So I ran it across from the passenger side. It's kind of just find a way to fish it across. One sec. I had to pause there. Didn't want to get copyrighted for music on the radio. So I actually ran mine around the front. Tucked it up under here. It kind of comes up. There they are. I'm no wiring expert. I'm terrible with wiring. I'll admit that right now. And I use these connectors. I hate these connectors. I'm not good at wiring, but I absolutely hate using these connectors, but there they are. So I just tapped them into the harness from the left side because I did. So color for color. Now if you wanted to find a spot and you wanted to come out through like a wiring harness plug there and bring it out across the motor, do whatever you want. Anyway, so fish those at the left side, which is the longer side in this case. Through a grommet. Here's the wires. I already got all the wiring going on here. Here comes the hard part. Well, currently I got these wired in. So if I turn on the running lights, there they are. So how did I do that? Well, get the book. Book is almost useless. So it kind of gives you the layout of what colors are what. I think if you flip the page somewhere, kind of tells you, F28's right here. That is not the one I use. I ended up using F29. Anyway, driver's side, front. This is a Hemi. I think the Cummins is the same way. The box is in the same position. So you can always get these micro fuse taps, here's a little fuse tap, here's a fuse tap, but you cannot get those for the square cartridge fuses. I've been looking. So you have 2 options. The gray is the ground, so I just ran the gray. I'll get I have some more of this. Put these wires in it. Just kind of ran it down, ran it around, and then there's 4 of these. Popped those, lifted the box just a little bit. I tucked the wires down inside. The gray, I just went here. I just put a little eyelet on there. That's my ground. Ground it wherever you want. Ground it to the battery. Ground it to the hood. Ground it wherever you want. Okay, so for the power. So I pulled out, here's my fuse box. So this is the running light, currently. I believe that's the F29? F29 position. So I guess the F28 position, according to this box, F28 is trailer tow backup. Well, that's what I want. I want those reverse lights to come on. So your options are, I know the video is long and winded, but whatever. You can pull the whole box up. There's some large connectors on the bottom, and you can there's a couple manuals online. You can pull the one whole connector out of the back or find the wire. I think it's like connector something. There's a connector here and it's like pin 7 or something. I think it's a black wire, at least for the one I was researching. And then I don't know what this one was. It's on another. I think they're on the same connector but different pin out. Yeah, you could pull the whole box and figure out which one of these wires upon, I think there's like 7 connectors on the back of this, and tap into those. Or I'm doing it the whatever words you want to use. I'm not doing it the professional way here. So what I'm going to do is I strip the wire for the length I need for this, put a little turn on it. It's definitely not how you're supposed to do this, by the way, but I saw this somewhere online, and I'm basically just going to hook it into one side, one prong here, kind of like that. So I'm just going to hook it into one side, and then I'm just going to shove it back where it belongs. Shove it back in its rightful spot, and then we should have backup lights. So let's do that here. I'm going to need 2 hands. Okay, I've tested it so I don't look like a complete idiot. Anyways, this is basically how it looks. It just, because the wire is so thin, you can get away with this. Thicker wire than this, you're not going to be able to do this really. And somebody's already, you know, done other wiring in here, so I'm just going to kind of fish it along, follow along what they did. Just know, you know, do this at your own risk, because these wires officially are not fused. So if there's anything rubs through, shorts out, there's no fuse on this. They're basically directly off the pin. And this is relay, these are both relay controlled. So now that that's done, we'll take another look at it here. There we go. So now it's done, everything works. So here we go. Turn on the lights, boom. Turn them off, boom. Of course, if you plugged them in, you know, it's too bright out anyways, but puddle lights work. And then I got to fold it in so you can kind of see. I got the key just kind of in run position. Put on your foot. Reverse light. There we go. Done. So, sorry for the long video. There's absolutely nothing online about these Siziom Switchback Chevy style mirrors for these Rams. There's absolutely, I've looked. So hopefully this helps somebody out. This is just what I've done. I kind of got frustrated and fed up with having mirrors that don't completely work, and I do a lot of stuff at night, and it'd be really nice to actually have a little bit more light, and that they'll just probably look cool at night. All right, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, post a comment. I will do my best to answer. Peace out.